So Fareed and I are here today at our local Rivian service center, which is in West Midtown Atlanta. They have various ones all over the country, and apparently you can just sign up online and make an appointment and come down and make an appointment to test drive either the R1T or the R1S. And they have several press vehicles, as you can tell by the manufacturer plate that's on this one. Right. So apparently all you need is a driver's license, and there's been a big hype of this truck online for a long time. If you check out the Out of Spec Reviews channel, they do probably more thorough testing on this vehicle than anything. But we're going to do things a little bit differently today, because we're going to live with this in the real world in the South, in Atlanta, and there's hella traffic out there even for a Saturday afternoon. But we're going to find out if this vehicle can deliver everything that it promises. My name's Adam, and this is my car channel. Here today to test drive one of these. This is the new Rivian R1T, and it's actually a vehicle that I am considering purchasing. Now, for those of you who know me,
not this one.
Not this one. That's the mobile. Yeah, not that one. I'm considering getting one of these because, well, this thing claims that it's the do-all vehicle. This will be a sports car and a pickup truck and an off-roader and a daily commuter all in one, and it's electric. Which
I just want to cook back there.
Right. But here's the kicker. For me, the fact that this is electric, that isn't even the biggest selling point for me. It's actually a downgrade as far as I'm concerned, but we'll see how I feel when I drive it.
You electric hater.
You electric hater. Old charger right here. Oh, and you do have a 240 outlet that comes with it, so that's kind of nice.
Now, this right here can be used as a ice chest. Put some ice, beverages,
Yeah,
a nice little cooler.
it's
Drain plug right there. Okay. Emergency release button.
Yep. Washer fluid, which is always coming in handy.
Yep.
And there's really not much else to it because it's electric.
That's it.
Stowaway.
Well, you don't need much else because it's electric.
If it's a stowaway, you better make sure that they're all the way out.
Yes.
They can get out. Okay, that button glows in the dark. All right. So that is your front trunk. Here will be.
It actually opens faster than I thought it would. Here's our charge port. This is neat.
So this is the level 2. When you pull this down, that's the level 3, the
Right.
whole contraption. So this is what you'll be having at home. This is like what we have here, and it goes on the top part. It goes on this portion.
Yeah. If I get one of these.
So this goes all the way to the other side.
You know what? I think there's some thorough testing we need to do with this here. I want to see how much space is in here, if you don't mind.
You're going to go ahead and climb through?
Let's see if this is bad as being under the dashboard in the C4 Corvette. Let's see. Okay. All right. We got a power outlet here, which is handy. I really hope I don't get stuck in here.
You gotta go sideways.
You're going to have to get some grease and get you out of there.
Yeah, I'm going to get stuck if I go any further.
You might not be able to turn.
No, I don't think I will.
Did you get the picture? You got it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You could have fit. You just gotta go sideways.
No, what I
And you
gotta
have
do
to
is
like
I have
kind
my
of
phone
shimmy.
in my pocket.
You got to shimmy.
Lock.
And this is where your air compressor plugs into. Once it's plugged in, it reaches all 4 tires.
Yeah, and I actually have an air compressor.
Gear guard cord. This is where your full-size
Spare would
tire
go.
will go. Or you can take this out, and this can be your tailgating ice cooler with your beverages and whatnot. There's a drain right there.
Sweet.
So I kind of like this one right here. It holds a lot more.
Oh.
With the steering wheel. Use these roll tabs
Yeah,
here.
we need that.
I'm sure you went online and did all the research.
Oh, we have done.
Everything that you need to do. Okay.
I just want to feel all this stuff because,
Okay.
see, what we don't have here, which you have in a lot of other startup EVs, what we don't have here, I don't have a bunch of buttons and switchgear in here that comes from another platform, which I get why people do that, but I like the fact that this is kind of all in-house. Rimac's the only company that really does that, aside from Rivian.
Okay.
So everything in here, this doesn't feel like a GM or a Mercedes window switch, just for example. And oh wow, this panoramic roof. Wow, that's nice. And it tints as well.
Yeah.
Can you order these without the glass roof, or do they all come with the glass
They
roof?
all come
They all
with
come with the glass roof? Okay.
So now we're going to do the side mirrors. We're going to use the same roll tab.
Oh man.
And then the pads on the side, like this pad right here, goes in and out. These pads.
Oh, so it does. I can see why people would like to have more traditional switchgear instead of going into a bunch of different menus, but it's not, this really isn't as bad as people make it out to be. This is actually fairly intuitive. How is it back there?
It's nice.
Put your seatbelt on, please.
It's lucky. Ooh.
Okay.
Look.
Music, Spotify, TuneIn, any radio, podcast, talk.
That's actually nice.
It has a lantern at the bottom.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Man, this thing is beefy.
So our drive
Really
is
well made.
down to the lowest ride height. We're going down to our lowest ride height. This is when it's running on all 4 motors, okay? This is what everybody loves about the 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, blah, 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 blah. That would be this mode here, okay? Now, any EV or all EVs, they have that get up and go, but any drive mode that you're in, you're gonna have to get up and go. Not as much so in sport because you're not running on all 4 motors, you're running on 2.
You mean to conserve?
And conserve.
Conserve, yes.
Now, this is the difference. When you're in conserve, on a full charge, this is what you get in range. Sport, it's a difference.
There is a difference, but honestly, over a long trip, it's negligible.
Well, depending on where you can charge it.
Depending on where you can charge at, yes, but I mean,
That's right.
it's not too bad.
So let's go to Miami.
I'm in. I know how to get there, actually. I'm from down there.
Okay. So, we go to Miami. Come on, baby. Where you at?
There we go.
Okay. On the charge that we have right now. Let it go ahead and calculate.
So, this is connected through 5G, correct?
Yes.
And
so the Wi-Fi.
Is that an extra? Do you have to pay for a subscription for the service?
So right now, I'm glad that you are.
I'm looking forward.
excited.
No, I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Good.
I just want to be nice.
Here we go.
Ah, there we go.
It popped up.
Sweet.
Okay, so what we're gonna do?
Wow. Well, the one thing I noticed immediately, the throttle pedal is much stiffer than I imagined it. While this is incredibly comfortable, in the all-purpose comfort mode, this thing floats
We're gonna go left here.
a little more than I was anticipating. I'm not saying I mind it. It's almost a little too damn comfortable. And see, that's the standard regen. I mean, I'm not touching the brake pedal at all. And here, I didn't touch the brake once, except for right now.
You don't even have to do that because once you're done, once you're at a stop, it holds.
Force of habit. I mean, if that's the standard regen, I can only imagine how good the high is. And I like that it does have a little sound to it. I like that it's not 100% silent. It's not EV quiet. You can hear what it's doing. You can feel what the suspension is doing on this thing at all 4 corners.
We're gonna go left.
Just make sure no one's coming. Oh, this is smooth. I thought my Mercedes was smooth, but this is smooth. This is incredibly smooth. Bear in mind, Fareed, we're just in the standard regen mode here. We're not even in the high regen mode here. We'll give that a go and see what that does. Oh, wow, that thing stops. That thing, I just let my foot off and that thing just damn near came to a stop. And because it doesn't have a transmission, you don't feel any gear shifting. You can really one pedal this. This is probably one of the best one pedal driving experiences I've had in any EV. This is way better than a Tesla. It's even better than the I-Pace.
I tell you one thing, once you get into your combustible engine vehicle, after driving this, you have to remember.
I know, I'm going
You
to.
definitely have to remember
to test the
what
brakes.
you're in.
Well, because you also have to understand the combustible vehicle that we came in is a 20-year-old Mercedes, so it's
Okay.
quite the contrast from this.
Wow.
But one of the reasons I'm considering getting a pickup truck instead of another sports car, there's a nice bump that we barely felt, is I get to keep the Mercedes because I love that old Mercedes. It's just so charming. Bear in mind, I have not touched the brakes once. That's not even a quarter into the pedal. Not even close.
Do you want to abide by the speed limit? And I know you want to test it out.
Now I got to 45 and I'm like, oh wait, this is a 30 here, so.
We're going to come up to the stop sign. We're going to go to the right.
There's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, the indicator kind of sounds like a Casio keyboard, but I can live with that.
I remember I was doing a demo drive and it was raining, and the lady in the back, she was like, gosh, these raindrops are hard. They're coming down pretty hard, aren't they? I said, that's the blinker.
Yeah.
She's like, it sounds like a raindrop.
Let me let these people get by.
I'm ready to add some beat to it.
I'm telling you. You know, all we need to do is throw some Kid and Play on. We could have some breakdance contests like back in the day over here. Yeah. Jesus. This thing just
We're going to go to the right here.
See, I can't say that this thing shifts because it doesn't shift at all, but this just goes to prove how nice EVs are in town. And I did put my foot on the brake just because I'm used to it. There's a stop sign. That's going to be a habit that's going to be very hard.
You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it.
Well,
I'm telling
but if this isn't your only car and you have old school internal combustion cars like I do, you're really gonna, it's two very, very different driving techniques. Now, let's get to what I've been really enjoying is the steering in this. The feedback in this is brilliant.
I'm going to put us in sport mode so you can test how
Please.
windy. And we're going to do that when we come up to this. Is it this
Next stop sign,
It's the
yes.
next one, and make a right.
This steering on this thing, I mean, it's not too light. It's lighter. It's not as light as I expected, but it has good feedback. You really know where the front wheels of the vehicle are, and on something that weighs as much as this, you really have to do that. That's the other thing with this. Your brain kind of forgets how much this thing actually weighs.
It's so heavy.
Because it's a very heavy vehicle. I mean, this is 7,700 pounds, but it does not drive like it. I've driven some big, heavy cars before in my time. I have a lot of experience behind the wheel of G-Wagons. So I used to work at Mercedes-Benz.
Okay.
And you feel how heavy that thing is. Same thing with a Mega Right.
Yep.
Same thing with a long wheelbase Range Rover. You feel how heavy that car is. This you don't. And this is heavier than a Range Rover by a considerable amount, actually. This weighs about the same as a G-Wagon, give or take. So good in the turns.
So now we're going to feel these bumps a lot more because we're at the lowest ride height.
Yeah, we are, but it's doable. I mean, I wouldn't drive this around town in sport mode, but you could, and you'd barely notice. But maybe you do. Maybe you notice.
You'll notice when you get pulled over because as soon as you hit the accelerator, you're like taking off.
Well, I had an FRS, Scion FRS for years, and I've been working in this area since like 2014, and I've driven this road in my FRS plenty of times. And this road, you can't go down it too fast because it's bumpy.
And then
it's curvy, but bumpy. Well, but
that's not a good combination.
Well,
But yeah, you're right. With the bumps, it slows you down a little bit.
well, but in an FRS, you have to wind the hell out of it like an old rotary because it doesn't have that much to give. Where this, we haven't even tapped the potential of what this thing has to give. Not even close.
We're gonna make a right here.
Still haven't touched the brakes. Still haven't touched the brakes. I love the seat. I love this. This driver's seat is very, very comfortable. It's one of the nicest seats I've ever sat in, quite frankly.
It has a really good lumbar support.
It has great lumbar support. It kind of has that truck seat feel where you're not really bolstered in too much, but it's padded in the areas where you need it to be. Because vehicles I've ever driven, and I've driven a lot of nice cars. I was a Mercedes tech for 7 years, and I've worked on and driven a lot of Mercedes-Benz products. I own a Mercedes-Benz. I'm a big Benz guy, but this is a game changer. It really is, because it's a luxury vehicle and a pickup truck. I mean, what's not to like about it?
Exactly.
And if I get one of these, you're going to see someone doing something very, very stupid with it.
No, don't do anything stupid with it.
Oh, it'll be fun.
Oh
I mean,
God,
come on.
You are a daredevil.
Hey, the people on the internet, they want to see what this thing can really do.
Yeah.
And I want to be the guy to show it to them. What do you think? Leave me a comment below and let me know. And like and subscribe to the channel. This is something you're going to take on a long trip. You won't get bored of this. I'm not even a third way into the pedal on this thing, and I know it's got more to give. Wow. So I noticed on the website there's an option that you can't choose yet when you order one of these for an extended range battery pack. Any idea when that's coming out?
I think the ETA on that was sometime 2024.
Okay.
But they haven't given us a precise date.
And if you order one of these now, you're about a year out on delivery?
That depends on the configurations and what you choose.